the whole short-term, long-term thing that Korean 49er was talking about earlier, how the organization seems to have different outlooks where Kyle, and I understand his view, he has the more long-term, the Trey Lance, just based off everything he's been saying, and whereas John Lynch has the short-term view. I think John Lynch and Jed are probably the reason that Jimmy's there right now. I mean, I think we'd probably almost confirm that this offseason. But my question is, why do you think, not why do you think, but I was doing some research this morning about the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, and there's a specific part I remembered how they specifically signed people after his rookie year when he didn't play right. That was only after they had seen one game of Patrick Mahomes. They were signing guys like Sammy Watkins and Anthony Hitchens to deals specifically centered around the idea of when they were going to be extending Pat Mahomes. So they dealt out the money in a specific way to where, I guess, and I was just reading about this morning, going into that offseason, they had a lot of money, right? But after that season, all of it was getting freed up. So if you looked at Sammy Watkins' contract, it's like a 3-year deal, and it's like 50 million, and like 8 of it is in the first year, and the other 40 or so is in the next 2 years doled out. So I guess what I'm saying is, if things really work out the right way this season for the 49ers, the smart way to go about this would be to start planning out long term like that, right? Like if they go to the playoffs, they get far enough, if Trey shows promise and he starts a playoff game or two, right, and the 49ers get deep into the playoffs, there's no reason the team shouldn't be having a long-term outlook and specifically planning in that sort of way like the Chiefs did. And like that kind of goes back to what I was saying in the past few weeks, to where I'm like, you should cut Jimmy so you can have that rollover tax, right? Or that rollover money to next season, because I feel like, and I've said, I don't think they're going to win this year, but I feel like no matter what, no matter how you feel about this year, the most important years for the 49ers are 2022 through 2024, because that's when Trey Lance is cheap. So I guess I'm just saying, I feel like they should be like, even if John Lynch feels that way, that they need to keep Jimmy or whatever the reason is. I mean, I guess it'd be fine if they let go of him before week 1, but they really got to start planning out for the long term to like maximize this Trey Lance contract, because you'll see teams not put good guys around their young quarterbacks like the Colts did with Andrew Luck, right? And then you don't want to be in one of those situations, which I don't think the 49ers would be in. But my point is they can build an excellent team around Trey Lance easily.
Yeah. Yeah. Wouldn't it be ridiculous if what happens is they keep Jimmy, he starts week 1, gets hurt week 2, like last year, and Trey Lance replaces him, plays well enough, and then they sit Jimmy the rest of the year and they can't roll over the money. That's something you got to remember. If next year, like there's a lot of guys going to be free agents, like the whole secondary. A lot of these guys that they sign on 1-year deals are going to be gone. They're not going to have to retool. Having an extra $24 million in cap space would really help. If they don't have it, it's because they kept Jimmy and waited for him to surrender the job as opposed to being proactive. So it'll be interesting to see what the Niners do there. I do see Jed York lobbying hard to keep Jimmy. It's just up to
because it's Jed York's money and he's spending it.
He's already said stuff like that. So that's why us and Kyle Shanahan have to really push out there like, no, you don't understand what having this contract on the books, how it hamstrings us this year, next year, even if we get rid of him, really would help to get, because they're going to have to retool next year. It's going to be a very different team unless they keep signing the same veterans to 1-year deals, which they won't.
Yeah, no, well, and we're talking about all the veterans that are up on the 49ers, Grant, but what about the rest of the league? I mean, most of the league this year is on 1-year deals. So the 49ers, like this idea that, not that people are pushing back on this, but I feel like the most optimal way to do this is to build in free agency next offseason. Like just build a ridiculous team like the Browns did this season. If you look at the roster right now that the Browns have, they're spending $210 million in cash. The salary cap's $185 million. So teams,
if the Niners play their cards right, they should win the Super Bowl next season. I mean, the Seahawks won the Super Bowl in year 2 of Russell Wilson starting. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl in year 2 of Patrick Mahomes starting. Now they kept him on the bench the first year, but Trey Lance really should play most of this season and win the Super Bowl next season if the Niners play their cards right. They can do it. Now he has to be good and they have to like stay healthy and all that stuff, but it's been done.
Yeah, and I'll end on this. If you really build this team the right way and you do it right, you should go to the NFC Championship team or NFC Championship game from 2022 from 2024. All three of
Because
those
the
years you
only
should
other team
make it.
that's set up like that is Arizona with the young, inexperienced quarterback. But they got a crap. Sorry, they got Cliff Kingsbury. So we just don't know if they're even real. You know.
I mean, the rest of the NFC right now is like in the NFC North, NFC East, and the NFC South. I mean, besides the Bucks, I mean, long term, who are the 49ers like real opponents? It's not. I feel like I keep saying, like my thing this year would be to figure out where Trey Lance is, what he can do well, and if you need to surround him with more help. So if you whatever way that is, as long as they figure that out this season and have a good read on that, nothing else matters to me. Because I mean, like, not nothing else matters, but as long as they get to a point where they're comfortable with Trey Lance heading into next season, they're like, we want to sign this wide receiver for him, or we want to sign this defensive player to help him out in this way, or this offensive lineman, whatever it is, just do it because they'll have the ability to do it. So
Good
that's where
call.
I'll end today. I'll let everybody else go. Sorry for taking up your time.
No, you're great, man. Great to see you, man. Have a good day over there in Florida. What's the weather like? Is it
Oh
hot?
yeah. Oh, well, we got a hurricane coming our way, maybe. So we got to watch
Good
out
luck.
for that. But
Good luck. Be
it's a
safe.
tropical storm now, so we're
You
looking
never
better.
know with
But
those
it's
things. You
also
got to keep your eye on them. You got to keep your
oh
eye
yeah,
on them.
gotta stay safe. Hey, hope you had a great weekend, Grant. I'll see you sometime.